wants to help Japanese member and how to really change this culture. So in Korea, there was a big culture to really, how to say, treating our Japanese brothers and sisters as a second citizens. So they conquered us. They basically they colonialized us for 40 years. So they deserve to bring some money to help the Korean church. But the extent was too long and too much. And I remember one Japanese sister who came from Japan. She sat next to me. She can only speak Japanese. I could hardly speak Japanese at that time. Now I can speak a tiny bit. At that time I couldn't speak almost at all. But she was saying that, you know what? How long does Japanese church have to help a Korean church? And it's like it's too much, and we have nothing. But the Japanese leader, all the church leader says we have to help Korean church, but this is lose. And she was crying, actually. She was crying to saying this to me. And then we really felt that there is a real need, some help, some change needs to be there. And then Hyung Jin was really, in his heart, desperately searching for that. And that was an internal thing. That's why every month he went to Japan in the early of his ministry. I don't know how many churches we visited. I think about 30 churches we visited. And Hyung Jin Nim slept in church prayer room. That was his thing. No donation. Do not give me any donation. Then I will not come to that church again. Something like that. And there was a list of things that he requires to the church that he visits. So the first one was no donation, the personal donation that you give to me. And then we're gonna do. You don't have to fund me. You have to fund me for me to come. You don't have to buy any gift that I'm gonna. If I like the ball, the Japanese ball, you don't have to buy it for me. We'll buy it for myself with my money. So there was all set of rules. And I think what was another one? Yeah, and then he mentioned that I'm not gonna sleep in the hotel. So please prepare my the night over place in the church. So we often slept in the church prayer room. So that was a couple thing that he actually mentioned. And then he saw the real system is really corrupted, and he really wanted to try to show the importance of Christ, importance of Father, because at the general mood for members at that time is, okay, you are tribal Messiah, you are national Messiah, you are Messiah, I'm Messiah, we are all Messiah, this kind of thing. And then Hyung Jin really emphasized the uniqueness of Christ, why we need a Christ for our salvation. And that was his topic that he constantly go back to. And then there was a seventh death and resurrection that he really had a spiritual experience. And then the father's sixth imprisonment, and then one helicopter incident. That was not just physically father is in prison, but it was actually a battle between Satan and Father himself, the spirit going down to the lowest realm of hell, and then saving us, and then throwing his body and saving us. And he had that revelation in his dream. And then there's a series of experience he had centered on seventh death and resurrection, and we really, I think it was amazing experience that we all going back to Father and who gave us life and who gave us lineage, and it was an incredible time. It was an incredible time, and Korean members responded really amazingly. because Korean member never, I guess it's in a way, I'm sorry to say this, but they were kind of spoiled to have all this fund from Japanese church constantly floating in. And then all this Japanese sister, 1 million Japanese sister married with the Korean brothers.
1 million?
Yeah, 1 million. So not 1 million. I'm sorry. I'm making I'm confusing. 10,000. 10,000.
Yeah.
10,000. I'm sorry. Well, not 1 million. 10,000. It's number is a little bit different. So 10,000 Japanese sisters married with the Korean brothers.
Right.
So there's so many Japanese sisters, and then they are very faithful to our Korean brothers, and they are the bedrock of Korean church, basically. So they are so used to Japanese church and Japanese brothers and sisters sacrificing for Korean church. So Korean brothers and sisters didn't have to donate, basically. But as Hyung Jin Nim really emphasizing the Messiah, the Father's uniqueness as a Christ, and then he does a lot of sincerity practice too with members. And there was many bowing conditions and all that. And then members participate in that bow condition, and then candle prayer, and then they're starting to donate a lot. And I remember it was 4 million. I'm confusing the number. I'm sorry. But it was amazing. 1/4 of Cheonbokgung build money was donated by Korean members. So that was amazing amount. It never happened. So Korean members responded amazingly, and I'm very grateful to Korean members that they really stood up for their faith. It was amazing. It was amazing. And then Father supported 100% behind.
Right.
And he often visited Cheonbok Church, and then he did a speech, and then we did a many conference in there. It was amazing.
So would you say father and mother were both happy about what was?
Oh yeah, Father and Mother was very happy. There was like a Cheonbok festival that we did, and then Father and Mother wore this beautiful Korean dress, hanbok, and she came with the Father. And when we built the 4 great saints statue, it was actually built by donation. Our members didn't make it. It was built by donation. And then when that was built, and Father was so happy, because at that time there was like the spiritual, the witness of cloud. Is that how to say? The witness of cloud. Those things came out, and then cloud of witnesses. Thank you. A spiritual message, right? Spiritual message came out, and Hyung Jin Nim built the 4 great saints statue in front of the Cheonbok Church. And Father, one time he was going commando or somewhere, and the Father said, "Turn around the car," and then he came, and then he took picture in front of the statues, and he really supported Hyung Jin Nim a lot. Yeah, in any way possible he can do, because Father is physically he couldn't. After the helicopter incident, he couldn't walk so well.
Right.
Yeah, but he actually came out to really see what's going on in Cheonbokgung.
Right.
I remember at least 4 or 5 times. Yeah, if I didn't get this right, and my Mr. Lee, the Korean church president, will not like this, but I just off top of my head, I can remember 5, 6 times Father visited Cheonbok Church.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, so they were very happy.